Welcome back, Fashion Besties. How's your week been going? Have you been listening to the past episodes? Because we've had a lot going on and we've been on the road. We've been here. We've been interviewing people. I've been talking about bathing suits. Did you get a new bathing suit? I hope so. I had a lot of people write in and say, thank you for this. Thank you for that. Super, super glad to do it. Let me know if you have a question that you want me to address, because I will do that for you because I'm a nice person. Let's just keep it real. But today I am so excited and very, very super pumped for our guest today. Not only is he a fashion photographer, that his photography includes everything, including fashion, which that's how we met. He is a staple on the New York fashion event scene and other events as well, quite the socialite. And not only that, he's got an accessories line that have been worn, he told me, by more people than our 30 minutes will allow. And he is a New York resident and friend. And he's been on the Fashion Crimes podcast before, episode 90. Welcome, Andrew Werner, friend, accessories extraordinaire, and photographer. Andrew, welcome back to the Fashion Crimes podcast.
Hi, Holly. Thank you so much for having me back today. It is always a pleasure to speak with you and your guests. And I just want to say the last time I was on, I was talking about my photography and posing, and that's definitely something I want to build on with everything coming up for summer and listening to how you talk about bathing suits. And we all want to look good in front of a camera, right? But it's wonderful to be here. Your guests are so thank you to everyone listening today.
Of course. And Andrew is a friend of a friend, and he was episode 90, and he said, and now we are over 200 episodes in. Just want you to know that. And I got so much good feedback about how to pose in photos, because Andrew is not only an expert photographer, but he is fabulous, and he knows what looks good and what doesn't look good when he is behind the camera. We're going to get to that, but I want to know, Andrew, how have you been doing? B, what's been cooking? What's been going on? And I want you to tell us everything from sort of how you got started in photography to your accessory line. I just want to know, because Father's Day is coming up and I love your lapel pins. So I'm going to stop talking. I want you to go.
Oh my God. Okay. So much to unpack with so
So
little
much.
time, but make it happen. I know between the two of us, we're going to go on so many tangents. It's going to be fabulous. So I am a New York-based photographer, where most photographers have a specialty. My portfolio, I've learned to say it's quite vast. I do everything from jewelry to interiors. I work with a lot of people-based things, so events. I do portraits. I do posing classes. And that's really where I find a strength that is beneficial to everybody, because being in front of a camera, similar to public speaking, a lot of people may not feel super comfortable. And it's taking people out of their scared element to feel comfortable, making people feel valued, and making sure that their insecurities are wiped away. So that way everyone can shine. And that's where I come in. I like to help people feel at ease and feel as beautiful as they feel inside on the exterior, and then polish it a little bit. So when they pose, which is not a dirty word, when they pose, they look incredible. That is what I like to do as a photographer.
And it's not easy to do that. I mean,
Of course.
it's just not. Anybody can pick up a camera and shoot pictures, but like you said, to make people feel comfortable and to get the pictures where they are like, wow, I didn't know I could look so good. That is a talent.
And that moment, that aha moment, that X factor moment is really why I love doing what I do. It sounds like an elevator pitch. It sounds like I'm rattling off sentences, but it's so true. Watching people who come into my studio or at an event, really at an event, or even on a red carpet, where they are carrying themselves and they're just like this, I don't know how to pose. Can you teach me how to pose? Can you help me with this? And then within 10 seconds, that 10 seconds, I may have them up to 10 seconds, watching them grow into this person where they hold themselves and carry themselves with such confidence, and then look at the photo that we just captured and go, wow, that's amazing. And then, of course, I get the, your camera's fantastic. And I'm like, really? Not so much. I'm just capturing what I see. And what I see is someone who carries themselves well with confidence, because really, that's what people need.
What would you say is a common issue when you're taking people's pictures, whether they're famous or not famous, just anybody, and they're like, don't do that. Like, do they tell you what to do? Like, don't get me from over here, or don't do this. And you're like, bitch, I got this. Like, what are the most
A little bit of both.
common? Yeah. What are the most common
It's,
problems that people have?
I wouldn't say problems necessarily, because I'm an eternal optimist, but it's people who everyone has strengths and everyone has not so much strengths.
Mm-hmm.
So figuring that you are wonderful at what you do with helping to style people and making sure that their clothing and their outfits help them curate this beautiful story that they want to tell through the pieces and articles of clothing that they're wearing. Now, once you're in these beautiful outfits, whether it's every day or a special day, how you carry yourself, and I'll continuously repeat that, how you carry yourself and how you present yourself will take it from a picture to the picture if you're being
Mm.
photographed, or a moment to the moment. I do everything from cocktail parties to weddings to sweet 16s and bar mitzvahs to baby namings to a little bit of everything. And having people go from to wow, this is how I feel good. It's like acting a little bit. So remember that posing, usually, regardless where the photo starts, it goes from your feet. I say start from the ground up, not from the top down, but from the ground up. So how are you positioning yourself? Then what are you doing as you go back up? So yes, people like, don't get me from this side, or don't get me from this side, or I like this. That's wonderful. You're an individual. I'm going to treat you like an individual. Let me do my thing, and I'll work with you. And it's very important to listen. That is the biggest thing I'm sure you encounter, and everyone encounters it when you're trying to do something. Listen to what people are saying, and then engage with that, address it, and let's move forward to get the best possible outcome. So I have a lot of people say, oh, I don't like my nose. Well, then keep your nose straight to the camera. Why? So you don't see too much of the surface area. So regardless of how
Oh,
you pose, I usually say nose always to the camera.
that is a hot tip, John. Let's get some fire
And
there. That's a hot tip. I,
then
I love that.
another wonderful tip is most people, depending on, regardless of age, I usually say depending, but then I'm like, wait, this is all inclusive. Chins, jawline. As we get older, it may not be the most flattering. Most people go like this in pictures. They want to extend that so you don't have a double chin. Even if you're very much on the thinner side, everyone goes like this in pictures. That's a big no-no for me. Why? Because similar to changing, if you don't like a particular feature about your body, it's showing more of the surface area and it changes the perspective. I don't want to see up your nose. So my trick to this, yes, while it's always wonderful to ask a photographer to hold a phone or hold the camera higher, sometimes we have to adjust where we're positioned, knowing that. So for me, I usually tilt my chin down slightly, but even though I'm still trying to lose some weight, I extend my chin. And what that does from the front is defines the jaw. What it does from the side, if you're looking, because again, nose is always straight to the camera, you extend it and you have a beautifully defined jawline.
I'm like, y'all, please watch the video on this because that's like nose to the camera and then turn, but your chin is down. Not too
Yep.
much.
Not too much. And I usually say, do what you think is parallel to the ground and then lower it a little bit. Naturally, we're all going to intrinsically go like this a little bit,
Right.
but we want it's shoulders back, drop it, and this. Can I tell you, I mean, even if you look through the pictures on your phone, how many pictures, if you're on the end of a picture in a group picture, which we'll get to, does everyone go like this?
Yeah.
You put the shoulder up, you put this here, and what happens? We all have skin, it shows. So what you want to do is turn to your preferred side, nose to the camera, drop, extend a little bit. Look at that jawline.
Ah, I'm doing it right now. I love it. I love it.
It's something that we can all practice. Do it when you're brushing your teeth, when you're brushing your hair, as you're passing a mirror. It's not being overly vain. It's practice and muscle memory that will teach you, sort of like a sport or a musical instrument or doing anything that we normally do on a regular basis. It's knowing that for each individual, what looks good on you and how to make that happen. So you can instantly, when someone takes out their phone or a camera.
God, that is so helpful. That is so incredibly helpful. I cannot tell you how many pictures I'm like, no, no, no. And, people either don't want to show their teeth or they don't want their bottom half or they don't,
Yep.
it's like a really sensitive issue, I think, for a lot of people. And people that get their picture taken all the time, they're used to it. That's why they always look good. And like you said, practice is key.
I don't know about you, but I don't have a team helping me get dressed in the morning, picking out my outfits, hair, makeup, grooming, all these wonderful things. So if we could go back to like what everyone else has to deal with on a normal basis, pick something in your outfit that helps you shine and feels good. Always feel good in what you're wearing. That helps with confidence. So for me, going back when I started photography, I would always just be in a blazer. I grew up with family that had a clothing store. So for me, I had lots of clothes, too many, in fact. And it just gave me that confidence to know how to dress. And I'm always in a blazer because proportionally, things may not be exactly like the body type I wish I had. But I've learned to embrace my body and dress for my body, which I know is a very big subject that you work with your clients and on the podcast. So that's very important to dress for your body. And then once we're in there, your body language with what you're wearing. So if I'm wearing a t-shirt, I'll pose a little bit differently than if I'm in a suit or a tuxedo. Also, depending on the nature of the event or the scope of the project, you carry yourself a little bit differently, but always with confidence. And then if we're looking to pose with something, or let me redo that.
Okay, take your time. John, let him say that again. Go ahead.
And then once the camera comes out, I like to have something that draws attention, part of my outfit. So I have this accessory line. Thank you again for the shout out.
Oh,
Called
yeah.
Fleur'd Pins. And I know that I'm always going to be with my left side to the camera. Not only is it my preferred side of my face, but it also gives me that reminder to show a little bit. So I go like this, chin down, extend the neck slightly, and there you have a picture.
Oh, I love it. And especially if you know that you're getting your picture taken, prep for it. Don't
Practice.
practice. If you know you have an event and you're getting your picture taken, don't hide, just try. And when they're not your pictures, I don't know if you agree with this, it really doesn't matter. It's the pictures that are for you that you want to be the best. And before, Andrew, you were born, and we had, pictures that you got the film developed. I know people still do that. We would just throw them out, but it wasn't so hard because you didn't get instant gratification of seeing what you looked like right away. I think it is a blessing and a curse that we get that now.
Sure is. I can't tell you the amount of events where little kids are like, take my picture. I don't like it. Take it again. I'm like, really? Are you kidding? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
talk about family events. That is the biggest. Oy, oy, oy.
Yeah.
But it gives you instant gratification. Again, going back to being an optimist, how can I improve upon this? When I do portrait sessions and headshots, especially with corporate people, I welcome them in. I set their mind at ease. I ask, when was your last headshot? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? How can I address your concerns to make you know that this is a safe space? Not every photographer will do this, and I'm glad that it sets me apart, but it's talking to each person. What are you worried about? How can I make you feel more comfortable? Because there is nothing worse than seeing someone's headshots or in the footer of their email where they look like this. They look uncomfortable. Clearly, they're uncomfortable. And being embarrassed by your headshot or the image you're presenting to the world, you never want to have that happen.
It's
So
just, yeah.
it's a difficult situation.
My biggest pet
But
peeve, my biggest pet peeve is outdated headshots. And I did a
Oh,
whole podcast on it. Andrew, you're the expert. How long is a headshot good for?
it depends what age you are.
Okay.
So when you're younger, so like I would say going into the workforce, I don't want to see on your LinkedIn or your Facebook that it was at a wedding and you cropped out your date. Sorry, that's not professional.
That's
If you're
not a
in a
headshot.
that is not a headshot. Know your audience, know what it's being used for, and know what it is that you're trying to achieve with this photo. What is the story in a single frame you're presenting to the world? So if you're in a C-suite executive position, depending on the company, I want to see you hold that authority and that power. Depending what you do, present to the world that job a little bit more refined though. So if you're on the younger side, get a headshot where you're in a blazer, a nice top, something that's professional and well polished. We've all heard the saying that it's better to be overdressed than underdressed. Use that to your advantage when you do this. How often should you change your headshot? Every 5 to 6 years, at least.
At
If you change your
least.
hair, if you
Mm-hmm.
change, I mean, trends, everyone's changed. I mean, I'm much more of a fitted, tailored suit kind of guy. The trend right now in men's clothing, at least, is more full, baggy, a little, not my
Mm-hmm.
cup of tea. But if you're in a fashion job and you want to present that way, update your headshot. Find a photographer. You get what you pay for most of the time. Invest in your image. It is so important. If you are getting a new job, if you're making an announcement, if you're being honored, get a new headshot, invest in it. I mean, who doesn't like having their hair blown out, makeup, getting a new outfit? Yes, there's some anxiety in there, but at the end of the day, it's going to make you feel so good when people say, that's a gorgeous photo. And you could say, that's me.
Uh,
So get a new headshot every few years. It's important until you feel, and I will never tell anyone otherwise, until you feel, you know what, I'm going to stick with this one for a while.
I love that advice. First of all, it is a fashion crime. John, let's get a sign here, a siren here, not to have a headshot. Okay. I don't care if you're a stay-at-home mom or whatever, because you know what? You might go back to work. Then you're really going to be scrambling if you're trying to keep your connections or what you're trying to do. You don't want to be so out of touch that you're out of the game. That's my, soapbox.
Classic,
How,
classic,
yeah.
classic, go classic.
And if you are working and you did a headshot 5 years ago, it is a pain in the ass. I know, between getting your hair and makeup done and all that, but when it's over, you're so happy it's over. I mean, just doing pictures. For me, I'm in fashion. I get my picture taken. I do pictures. I take pictures. It's a pain for anybody to go through that process, but I'm so happy when it's over, because then I'm prepared. I'm prepared for anything. If somebody wants to do business with me, I'm prepared. If somebody wants to meet me or become a client of mine, or even if somebody just wants to be friends, I have an
Mhm.
updated picture of me to where I'm not scrambling, where I'm not prepared. And I
Oh,
always,
worst. Sorry
yeah,
to interrupt. The worst. I mean, right after this, I'm going to a friend slash client's. She's being honored, receiving a huge award. She's like, I need a new picture. I haven't had one in 15 years.
girl, no.
That I have to unpack as it is, but she hasn't had a headshot in 15 years and she needs it now.
Right,
First of all, do you
right.
like being stressed? No, I don't like being stressed and I don't like rushing. Do it. So, also, ladies out there, men, whoever, make sure that plan it around when are you having your roots done? When are you having your cleaning? When are you doing your whitening for your teeth? Whatever it may be. By the way, whiten your teeth. It is the biggest thing. Oh
Uh,
my God. Crest would sponsor me. I have a checklist, especially when I do weddings. Crest white strips, get Carpe, which is the most amazing product that I use because I am a sweater, especially in the summer, especially for right now. It's the most amazing product. They do not pay me. I just
they
found
should
something
pay
that I
you.
love.
They should pay
They
you.
should. I'll link Carpe and Crest white strips here. Maybe they'll give me some endorsements. But it is they are they are two products that are beautiful. They work and they help you feel more confident. I go everywhere. I'm now more in front of the camera than before. These teeth, Crest White Strips, baby. They work.
I cannot tell you how many people I see on, first of all, thank God for dental work. Okay. That's number one. Number two, I don't really care if your teeth are perfectly straight. It just, that to me, it doesn't matter. If they are yellow or stained from coffee, you are unaware. Okay. That is a fashion crime. John, let's get a siren here. People say it's mean. You can't tell somebody that. If you are in a position of power, even if you're not, you should be self aware, like you said, of your roots, okay, and of the color of your teeth. Now, you don't have to have ridiculous Hollywood teeth, but my
No, you don't at
dentist,
all.
yeah, my dentist told me your color of your teeth should match the whites of your eyes. That's what she told me. So I am very self-conscious about my teeth being white or yellow. And I don't drink coffee. I've never drank coffee in my life, but I see a lot of people that do, and they are blissfully unaware. So teeth check for everyone. I want to move on because those are such great tips, and we're going to have you back again. We're going to just talk about that. Father's Day is coming up. I want you to talk about your accessory line, what it is, why you started it, and can you show us a few?
Absolutely. So Fleur'd Pins is my accessory line that I created out of my own necessity when I would be photographing events, red carpets, weddings, and guys in suits. It's a classic outfit. It is not outdated, it is timeless. Go classic. That's my thing. Going back to the headshots, classic works. If you show me a headshot and it looks trendy with lighting, I don't want to see that. I want classic. So the boutonniere or lapel flower is a classic staple to men's formal wear, but I wear them on denim jackets. It's a wonderful accessory. And I mean, you watch the Academy Awards most recently, award shows, the news, premieres, but even going out to dinner. And it doesn't matter if you're blazer, suit. And by the way, these are for everybody, not just men necessarily. The styles transcend everything. Style is style. Speak to yourself and what makes you happy. And talking about being happy, do you like compliments? Every time I wear these, I get stopped. Oh, I love your flower. And that is a icebreaker for any situation. So when I go to events or charities or even walking down the street or my Uber's picking me up, oh, I like your flower. What does it mean? Some of them have meanings, some of them don't. This particular one is inspired by caviar. Summer is here, the parties. It's leather with little pearls, black pearls. So if a guy likes caviar, you like caviar, you can now carry this. One of my other favorite ones with Father's Day coming up, because these are the perfect gifts. You don't know what to get them. Get them something they're gonna get compliments on. These do not require sizing. Hello. So
Hello,
this one's
right.
made of cork. This
I
is
love
made out of cork.
that.
So if you like wine, rosé, you like going out, you like champagne, and they're so easy to put on. When I started this line, I wanted something that was easy. You could pop it on. You could style a million of these together. You can wear one at a time, whatever it is. A lot of my businesses, or sorry, a lot of my top clients are for grooms, for their grooms and for wedding. Why? Because it's part of the attire for weddings, formal, and you could give it as a gift and they could wear it again and again. So if you were going to a wedding or you know someone's engaged, mention Fleur'd Pins. I do a lot of custom work too. So I can match the bridesmaids' outfits, the color, the Pantone of the wedding, different materials. It's something that's really special to help elevate your outfit and make it feel special. I mean, I travel a lot, so where I'll bring a ton of black t-shirts and a few different blazers, I swap out my flowers and it's a totally different outfit. So if cork, champagne, drinking isn't your thing, with Father's Day coming up in the summer, and this is how they are packaged in a little carrying case with a little old school wax seal. This is one of my favorites. This is the Champion Carnation made out of tennis ball. So
Oh,
whether you're on the
wow.
court or off the court, you're a tennis aficionado, you love playing, you can carry this with you on your outfit. You wear this
Can
and
you
you
take
show
it
them,
out? Can you take it
of
out so I can
course.
see? Okay.
Sure.
Is it made out of the tennis ball fuzz?
It is.
Nice. So cute. I love it.
And
I
again,
love
pin
it.
back. So whether you have the little slit in your jacket or not, pin it on a headband, a hat. And I mean, how good does this look? It stands out. People are going to stop and stare. And then when you say this is made of the same material that tennis balls are made out of,
So fun.
where did you get that? So they make really, really wonderful gifts. Now, October's coming up, not so distant future. I have one out of pink leather that I donate a lot of the proceeds to breast cancer awareness. They're wonderful things to wear and finish a polished look.
I love it. And I say it's for Father's Day because it's an idea.
It's
And,
yep.
but it's really unisex. I will say it's unisex. Anybody can wear it.
I mean, we just had graduation. I can't tell you how many orders I got. No, I can't really tell you. I'm trying to think. People are like, oh, my kids they're graduating from Northwestern or NYU or Duke or my alma mater, University of Buffalo. Can you make a custom flowers in the school colors? Or one of my favorite stories is when I have a client who is constantly in a blazer. They love a specific sports team. So I took the colors of the team and made flowers with those colors. So they didn't have to wear the little enamel pin. They can wear their team colors to show their support outside the game.
So creative. I mean, so creative. And can you please tell us the price?
They range in price. As a made in New York City product, I'm making them all by hand. My materials
Wow.
are sourced from the New York City garment district, which is pretty cool because I'm able to build relationships. So I'm a locally made, I'm a small business, LGBTQIA owned business, and it's June, it's Pride Month.
Pride
Um,
Month. Woo woo.
um, and then have these. I just filled an order. As a photographer, some of my clients are hotels, and the front desk and the concierge and the managers will all be in these, showing their support for the community, which I think is wonderful and greatly appreciated. The price point can range from $85 for some of the more entry level. So if you're testing the waters, it's a great investment piece to spend $85. How much do you spend on coffee in a week? Think
Right.
about it that way. Maybe not you necessarily, but some of us, or you go out for a
Sure.
cocktail.
Yeah.
Cocktails. This is something that's eco-friendly because you could wear it again and again and again
Mhm.
and get compliments. But I would say average price point could be about 125. So if you're looking for that sweet spot for a gift, it's hitting another one of the boxes that you're checking off.
And so can you tell us the size range, or are they all the same size?
They all range in different sizes. So I have also different flowers and materials. This one is leather based. This is
Okay.
about 1.5 inches. And I think this one, because each individual pearl is I hand place, this one is in the few $100 range.
Okay.
The champion collection is $85, which is probably the price of a water at the US Open. The cork, this particular cork, I believe, is 135. And then I have a dahlia. So you have a rose and a dahlia. They range, but definitely check out Fleur'd Pins. But if you're looking to see how you could style them, go to Instagram to Fleur'd Pins. Fleur, like flower in French with a D, pins, Pins, and you could see them. But
I
they
mean,
make such a great finishing touch. And I'll say that because I wear this blazer a lot. I change up my flower and it's a whole new look. Check out the bigger ones. It changes and you feel good when you wear these.
Andrew, I'm so like, I mean, first of all, I knew this already, but to hear you talk, you're so eloquent the way that you talk about it, the way that you give styling tips, and you know your flowers, and I just think it's so incredible. I love the LGBTQ. I don't want to butcher it.
Alphabet Mafia. We're all inclusive. So we'll probably be adding more letters sometime soon. I call it the Alphabet Mafia as a little smiley
Okay,
comment. But
so
it's no, that's okay because we're constantly changing, we're constantly evolving, just like style should. If you're although I've heard you talk about this several times in your podcast, where if you don't look like you're evolving your style, you might be holding back a little bit. Adding a lapel flower to a guy who's wearing a suit all the time since the 70s, 80s, 90s, and he's doing that to go to work, modernize it with the classic Accessory.
I
That's my
love it.
biggest style tip. Try it.
And it's a, like you said, it's a conversation starter. It's not this gigantic thing that's like in your face. It's locally owned. We press, and really push women-owned small businesses in the spotlight. But in this case, it's a male-owned small business. We do not discriminate. We love that. And it's unisex, and the price is really good. And I am so proud of you, and I'm so honored to know you. And I can't wait for everyone to buy this for their brother, cousin, whoever is interested. And you don't just have to wear a blazer. You can put it on a denim jacket. You can put it on a trench coat. You can put it on whatever you want to put it on. And
I just
it's
made a neckerchief from someone. If you look at my Instagram, where I believe Alan Cumming was wearing it in an editorial, I had a big fuchsia patent leather, and he wore it like a tie, like a bow tie.
love it.
Yep.
Love it.
I create, you style. It should be true to you and who you are as a person.
And
Tell your
speaking
fashion story.
Yeah. And speaking of your Instagram, tell us all your information, the website, your
Sure.
Instagram, everything.
For photography, it's Andrew Werner Photography, which we could also link in the bio to this and on the website. My handle on Instagram is at Andrew Werner. And then for Fleur'd Pins, it's Fleur'd Pins and fleur'dpins.com. Definitely check it out. Reach out to me if you have questions about styling or materials or fabric or even corporate orders. I do a lot of bulk. I partner with a lot of brands to do things, both private label as well as under my own label. And I welcome the creativity. That's what I do, and I'm here to help.
And here's the biggest catch to me. Andrew is not a person that says, call my assistant, call my people. You want to talk to me? Andrew will answer your email, answer your call, answer your text. He is a one-man show, but it doesn't matter. He is so responsive. So like, what do you need? How can I help? Like, that's what I just like, nice people doing nice things in the community. So if you have a question, or if you're like, I don't know if my husband's going to like this, call Andrew, email him. He'll be like, let me tell you what, styles I recommend, whatever. So
DMs that I've gotten, like, can you put, I had a different flower, but like, can you put this on a navy so I could see it on a dark navy blazer? I'll take a picture and send it. Or can you show me how big it is? Can you show me the two different sizes of red carnations? Which do I want, the large one or the small one? I'm happy to help. It's called customer service.
I love it. And what's interesting is that it's just not that hard. And a lot of businesses, unfortunately, don't carry that or don't have the manpower. But when you're running your own business, it's kind of better, because then you can speak to people and they really appreciate it. It goes a long way. I'm so grateful for your time and for you educating the fashion besties. Yet once again, if you want to hear Andrew for the first time back in the day, he is episode 90 here on the Fashion Crimes podcast. And now, sorry, Andrew, we don't know which number you're going to be, but you are here during Pride Month, which we are so grateful. We love Pride Month. That is one thing that we love to celebrate, is diversity and inclusivity, excuse me. On the Fashion Crimes podcast. We love that. Female-owned businesses and male-owned businesses. We love them all. So thank you so much for your tips and for your time. We wish you all the best and all the success with your business. And I hope you sell gazillion pins. I hope that you post about it. And I hope that if you reach out to Andrew, that you will tell him that you heard about him on the Fashion Crimes podcast, because that will make him really happy and me really happy. So
thank you all so much. And I cannot wait for our next Fashion Crimes podcast, because I want to talk about body language and shape and size and all these beautiful things that make everyone themselves. So we have to set another date, my love.
Yes, we will certainly do that. My name is Holly Cates, your favorite personal stylist. And as always, the hostess with the mostest. The last interview that I did, somebody said I sounded like a radio DJ. So I'm not trying to sound like a radio DJ, but I'm just loud and bossy. And my husband's like, Jonathan's like, it sounds like you're counting down like the top 100 hits. And I'm like, I can't help it. I'm just excited about bringing the information to the fashion besties. Check out Andrew Werner, Fleur'dPins.com, Andrew Werner Photography. If you're in the tri-state area or in the New York area, reach out to him. If you got any kind of events going on, you can call Andrew, but I'm sure he books, so he books out quickly. Y'all have a great, fabulous, fashionable week. My name is Holly Cates. See you next week. Bye.